Hey folks, what's going on? Coach Gav here from Kildare Strength and Fitness. Whoops, daisy, there goes my camera. Bingo. No. So, real quick one today. On the road to Wexford. Off to play the South Kildare Soldiers. Last game of our season down in Wexford against the Eagles. And up until April of this year, I wasn't playing with the team. Mainly because I was letting my fears kind of hold me back. They were providing the reason as to why I wasn't doing it, because I was afraid I'd get hurt, I was afraid I'd be really bad at it, I was afraid I wouldn't like it. Loads of different things, and in my head, they all made sense. They were all perfectly logical reasons as to why I wasn't doing it. And then I said, just go and try it. Go and see. What's the worst that could happen? And almost like a feck it mindset. You go and you try it, and either I'm not good at it, and then you know. So many of us don't pursue things in life because we've already accepted defeat in our minds beforehand. And this gap here in between our ears, the muscle or the organ, the brain, is the biggest thing you'll have to overcome ever in the pursuit of any goal. If you can convince yourself of something, that's half the battle. And that's in any situation in life. You know, if you're going around saying, oh, I'll always be single, I'm always unlucky in love, oh, I've always been overweight, oh, I could never do that. Guess what? Congrats. You've just convinced yourself that will come true. Because the subconscious never wants us to be wrong. So then it will magically twist and turn things so that we end up being right. So if we're going from the whole approach of, oh, I'd never be any good at that, you probably will never be any good at that then as well. And, you know, it's not a case that you go and kind of, oh yeah, you win the whole time. I lose and make mistakes every fucking day. But the difference is I'm willing to step up and do it. And as the title of the video says, do you run from the storm or do you run to the storm? So imagine there is a storm over here. And you're here with my rather large noses, okay? The storm and you are chasing this way, alright? And eventually you're going to have to go through it. Eventually you're going to have to weather the storm, alright? Now, if we're... Perfect. Right, so if we're here where our Nerf gun is, right, and we run from the storm, not only does the storm keep chasing us, like we still have to go through it eventually, but we've gone from where we started from in life and we've regressed backwards, and eventually we have to stop and say fuck it and burst through the storm. Again, it could be take your pick, it's anything. Learning to drive, asking out a girl or a guy, breaking up with a girl or a guy, having kids, moving forward in life, saving money, deciding where to go, deciding what to do. They're all storms of various sizes. Every time you make that decision, it's that punch, punch, punch. It's like breaking through those barriers. It's like in that Turn Down for What video by, I think it's Little John, over and over again. Now, eventually we all go through, eventually we all get to the point of where, you know, let's say over here is what, you know, you're so close to it. You say, right, here's the last hurdle. I got to go through this thing to get through it. I got to make these changes in life to go through and get what I want. And then all of a sudden you decide not to. So you start kind of moving backwards. And then eventually when you do go through, you're here. Congrats, you've gone through the storm. But now you're fucking miles away from where you were. You're miles away from your result. And then that kind of is like, oh, great. And that builds this kind of defeated attitude then as well. So that's pretty much it for today, folks. It's a bit of a short one. We might do a long one later on, depending on how the game goes, alright? But, like, if you would have told me back in January that I'd have spent all of last night being super excited, packing my gear, getting ready for the game, going over formations, doing technical work, doing all these things, or that I'd have become quite close with the team, or that kind of stuff, I'd have been like, oh, I don't know. Because back in January, I was running from that storm. I was running from that thing. And now I'm raging that I didn't start sooner. So whatever, there's situations in your life where you either want to make something better or you want to make something less shit, and you're not pursuing it because of a fear. I don't have... No, there's a book called Loving What Is by Byron Katie. If that's the only ever fucking book you read in your life, please go fucking read it, okay? It's not one of these namby-pamby fucking hippie shit, okay? It's a very practical, reality-based book where it helps you question your thoughts and fears. It helps you examine them and break them down. And then you can separate perception from reality. And when we deal in reality, as opposed to perception, we get to deal with shit that can change in life, okay? We're not dealing about what ifs and opinions and, well, I thought. No, black and white, factual based stuff. Because then you go, right, this is a fact situation. I'm going to make my decision based on those facts and fucking go for it. I don't recommend books unless I've gone through it myself. I love that book. It's done fantastic things for me. It basically gives you 4 simple questions that you ask yourself when something's going wrong. It's helped with my depression, with my anxiety, with my stress levels. It's also helping my production, my productivity, my time management, and also keep myself in a really solid mental spot. And when we're in a solid spot mentally, don't worry, my solid mental spot goes like this too. It wavers from time to time where I'm having good days and bad days. Even good moments and bad moments within a day. All right. So go and get it. Go and read it. It's Loving What Is by Byron Katie. Fantastic read. It's an easy enough read then as well. Alright folks, I'm off to win this game. I'll see you later. Bye. That's provided I don't die, because word on the street is I might get to throw the ball today. How cool is that going to be?